welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I'm here in my room in person, in this different kind of setting to talk about Together for Revenge. Now, Together for Revenge is a game that I created not too long ago. It is the latest game I created on GameCrafter, but it's kind of old. But I never talked about it once on the channel, which I thought was very weird. I was just kind of looking at my channel and I noticed that I talked about Omnipotent, which was my first card game that I published through GameCrafter and everything like that. And I noticed that I never once mentioned anything about Peace or Chaos, and I never mentioned anything about Together for Revenge or any of these other games that I've been working on or creating or anything like that. So I decided, why not, set up the camera, pull out the game, and kind of talk about the game, how to play it, and raise awareness towards this game that I created, because I think more people should know about it. I guess I definitely want more people to know about it, because I think it's a good game, and I think it's really fun for you and your family or you and your friends to play, hang out or whatever like that. So let's talk about Together for Revenge, what it is, how to play it, and just kind of show you some of the cards and stuff like that. So let's get into it. Let's dive right into this. So what is Together for Revenge? Now, Together for Revenge is a moral kind of game, a karma-based game, where you must reach a certain number of karma, which is 12. But if you reach negative 12 karma, then you're out of the game, you get kicked, you lose, the game is over for you. The game is for 3 to 6 players. It says on the box like this. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the box or anything like that. I already tried one where I moved the camera really close and set everything on a desk and everything like that, and it was way too blurry, so we're going to try it like this. So the idea basically is that you're going to be playing cards and then giving those cards that you play to an opponent, and that opponent can then use it against you or against another opponent or something like that. But each card you play is either going to give you karma but do something bad to you, or make you lose karma and do something good for you. So there's not really much to say about the box itself, but there is something I want to point out, just because I'm kind of proud of it and everything like that. There's tiny details and stuff like that. There's like little carrots on the flaps and everything like that, and the back of it has this little message on the back with this little character here, and what it says is, be kind at a cost, be mean at a cost, make choices carefully, and use karma wisely. We provide revenge or goodwill towards others, and that's a little message of the game, basically. And other than that, there's just like little things like, oh, it's Together for Revenge, and it just says it in different sides of the box. The box art was something that I was really proud of. Just the art overall for the game was something that I was really proud of, and just something that I just wanted to point out because it was just something I was proud of. But anyway, opening this up, there's like some things inside, of course, because it is a game. You have the rule booklet, and the rule booklet is something I want to point out real quick, is because it's not really much of a booklet, is it? It's not really much of anything. To be honest, this is something I regret, because everything that's on this would have just fit on a normal card. I didn't have to create an entire booklet for it, which was an entire extra step that was very annoying to go through, but I digress. So the booklet, as you can tell, all the rules fit more or less on a single page. This section here is more of a what if. So what if this happens, then you can do this, or what if that happens, then you can do that. But the rules are very simple. The rules basically are that you're going to shuffle the deck of cards. You're going to shuffle them up. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And then you're going to give 2 cards to each and every single player. These are your cards. These are your cards. You're not going to show them to anyone. These are your cards. People are probably going to eventually figure out what cards you have, but that's more of a late game situation than anything. So from these 2 cards, you have the option to play either one, and as you can see from them, one, it gives you 2 negative, one gives you 2 negative options, and the other one gives you 1 positive option and 1 negative option. So you're probably more inclined to pick the positive option. However, the positive option requires you to shuffle your entire hand into the deck. Now this, starting out, isn't going to be that big of an issue, especially since your only other card is a negative option, so you probably would want to start with that. So if you did that, if you did start with this, if you did start, with this option here, you would gain 4 karma. Yeah, 4 karma. I'm trying to use reflections here. You would gain 4 karma, give that card to an opponent, and then shuffle the rest of your hand into the deck. The rest of your deck is, the rest of your hand is shuffled in the deck. Shuffle, 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 and then you're not going to draw anything. Your hand is just gone. So that's really the big downside of this, is that now you don't have any cards. That's a big issue, but the problem is, now that you don't have any cards in your hand, you don't draw every single time your turn starts. You only draw if you haven't, had any cards in your hand for 3 turns in a row. And now the opponents can more or less decide what goes into your hand. So for example, if I have this right here in my hand, you see it has 3 negative options on it. 3 different negative options on there. One makes you lose 2, one makes you lose 4, and the other one makes you lose 6. Me being player 2, whatever, I can decide, oh, I want to draw 1 card. I will lose 2 karma, but I will draw a card, and then I can give this card to you, which could help you because you could use it to, you know, restock your hand by, you know, doing the same thing I did to draw a card, but regardless of what you pick on there, you're going to lose karma. And that's where a lot of strategy can go into the game, where you can kind of control what ends up in another player's hand if they, you know, ever end up in a situation where they don't have any cards in their hand. So you can eventually really affect the game and the players and everything like that. And there's all kinds of things like maybe I have something that will give you 4 cards or something like that and give me like 3 karma or 2 karma or whatever. There's no 3 karma cards, but maybe I have a card that allows you, you know, give this card and a card from the discard pile to any opponent. Maybe I have this card in my hand. I will gain 2 karma and I could help you. So maybe I can be like, well, I have a way to give you some cards back, but you're gonna have to return the favor. You're gonna have to return the favor. And you can make deals like that with other players and stuff like that, and kind of control the other players, manipulate the other players, manipulate the game, manipulate what they have in their hand, and use the morality and karma of the game to ultimately win or ultimately lose. Now, something else I want to mention, and I'm going to go behind the camera to show you this because I don't know how well you can see any of this, but something else I want to mention is every single card has this thing on it where it's like do this or this, and this, for example, says go for it or consider it. This is more of a roleplay kind of aspect of the game where, oh, maybe you want to add a little bit of roleplay to it. Are you considering doing it, or are you going to do it? Something like this where it's like do this or this. This one, for example, again, you can't read it, but I assume you can't read it. It is very blurry. But for example, this card here, it says you can donate or steal the donations. Now, this is more of a moral thing. You're not physically going out to do these things. You're not actually doing these things, but it does create the whole roleplay aspect of it, the whole roleplay element of the game and everything like that, where, you know, are you helping the bullied, or are you becoming a bully, that sort of thing. There's different options like that for the game. And overall, that's pretty much it for the game. Like I said, it's a very simple game for 3 to 6 players. It's very fun. Me, my brother, and my sister-in-law have played it a handful of times, and it's a lot of fun. That's why the box is kind of damaged, because I've been messing with it a lot and playing it around and everything like that. You know, carrying it around and everything like that. You know, playing it and stuff like that. That's why the box is a little bit damaged. But that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to say about the game other than that it's a lot of fun. If I can manage to do it, I will play the game with my brother and his wife and everything like that, and I will include it in the video. But if not, that's gonna have to do it for the video. So if you enjoyed the game, I will be leaving a link to it in the description, of course, so you can get it yourself. If you are if you didn't enjoy the game, if you didn't think you liked the game, if you don't have 3 to 6 people to play it with, or whatever else, then maybe consider going to the subscribe button and hitting subscribe, because maybe you enjoyed the content overall. And this is a little bit different than what I normally do. Normally I'm doing something involving Ponytown or some other thing, but I noticed that I'm not really talking about this game at all. I've never really mentioned it at all on the channel yet, and if I have, it was like a brief thing, or I never made a video on it, so I wanted to make a video on it, and hopefully you guys enjoy. There will be more games to come soon. I have other games in the works. Ooh, spooky, ooky, ooky spooky. Who knows what that game is, but I have other games in the works as well. Those games will be coming out probably next month, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, do those wonderful things. Because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. That's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.